All right, so we're talking about the serve today, and we've done a lot of videos on the serve, and you've probably heard a lot of advice about how to get into the 100-mile-per-hour club. The simple truth is that without an adequate racket drop, no matter what you do, you're not going to hit over the 3-digit mark, all right? So whether you're using the shoulder over shoulder, this shoulder, hip, rear, pelvic tilt, you're really jumping out of your shoes, you gotta have a racket drop. So today, I'm gonna show you a great little trick, a little drill, if you will, an exercise. I know nobody likes homework, but this is a fun one, and it will 100% help with the MPH on your serve. So this particular exercise, what we're doing is I want you to hold the racket really loose. Right out of the gates, if you don't have a continental grip, this is going to be impossible, so make sure you have a continental grip. And allow the bottom of your heel pad to really drop off the racket. This is where we want to find that elasticity with the racket. So the racket drop, a lot of times we think about what the racket is doing, but what I want you to think about is what your elbow is doing. So in this particular situation, I'm going to set up in my power position so you can see the elbow is towards my non-dominant side. Now if it's here, that's okay too. You know, we all aren't going to get necessarily here in this position, but try to. And now from here, what I'm going to do is from the power position, I'm going to focus on getting my chest, my pectoral, and my elbow up. And when done correctly, what you'll see here, holding the racket nice and loose, it'll waggle. It'll be like a clock. And that's going to be the drill. So from here, get the elbow up and allow the racket to fall. All right, in other videos, we'll link it here. We've talked about the 3-finger technique. So if you still feel like you're having tension issues, you're gripping too tight, just go 3 fingers, go power position, and from here, get the elbow up and allow the racket to fall here. Now granted, it's a little bit more nuanced than just focusing on the elbow. We know that the feet are important because they initiate the kinetic chain. So the next step here is from this power position, focus on pushing, especially from your back foot, pushing through your back foot, fire the hip, and then getting the elbow up, all right? And this is where that cartwheel effect really comes from. I push from the back foot, it fires the hip, and then I get the elbow up there. So there you saw how my racket wanted to swing out. Tension, all right? That is one of the main things that you want to focus on. So if that happens, go 3-finger technique, power position, push through the ground, hip, and there you'll see the waggle where we start getting that clock, that pendulum like a clock. All right, so tip number 2 is all about how we get the racket up to contact. And what we're focusing on here is what I refer to as the pulse-up drill. All right, if you ever did P90X, Tony Horton, talked about throwing the bomb, and it was basically a tricep exercise, and instead of an isolated tricep, what he was doing is using his back foot to fire it. And that's what you're gonna do on this particular drill. So from here, once we feel adequate with the racket drop, from here as I push up and the racket starts to drop, my elbow goes up, pushing through and focus on getting the racket to full extension. We want to make sure our arm is completely straight at contact. And then from there, you can incorporate a ball. Start slow and then start picking up speed. So get out there, give this exercise a try, but make sure you take your time with it. Learning the serve, it's all about progressions, all right? There's 8 moving parts on the serve compared to pitching in baseball, which some say is the most difficult movement in all of sports. It has 6 moving parts. So use these progressions and make sure you're just focusing on firing the elbow, getting the elbow up, and then flipping out to extension. And pay attention to your hand to make sure you don't have too much tension. Hope this video helped. If it did, hit that like button, subscribe if you never want to miss a Play Your Court video, and we'll see you next time. Take care.